Bang bang! Hey guys, welcome back. Playing some more Pillars of Eternity. How y'all doing
Not
today?
a problem.
Alright, so last time we played, we were part of a caravan that ended up getting um, basically taken out by Glanfothans inside the cave that basically said we were trespassing when we didn't. Turns out it was another group of people that were, and they activated some strange machine and basically killed Heodan. And Kalisha had ran off on her own and died to a trap. So now we're on our way to the Gilded Vale to hear about Lord Riedrich's offer. People wanting to settle in and live in the Gilded Vale. So we make our way. This area is the Valewood. There's Gilded Vale, and there's Chalantly. So that's our objective right there. Back out of the map, and let's put it in fast mode and grab some more herbs and stuff. Got us some river reed. Ooh, enemy spotted. Ooh, outlaw. All right, then let us. All right. Thing is though, I need to get myself a melee. I do have melee weapons, but I can't activate them inside combat. Alright, I'm missing. Alright, we gotta run. And then pause. And we got an extra spell, so we're going to... Oh, wait. Actually, we can attack. And then when it gets closer, now we can freeze. Damn.
You better run!
Good job. Alright. So, it doesn't... I do need some melee capability. Alright, we got a nice little stuff. Let's do that. Let's go inside of here. Keep that equipped. This can go into there. And we're basically gonna pull out... Pull out you. And I guess a shield. And give us ourselves a little bit of close quarter capability. Alright, cool. We'll still have the bow equipped first and go from there. We did pick up a better helmet, I think, didn't we? In this little thing. They might not actually do anything. Because the helmet I've equipped. Oh, okay, so they're not protective headgears. What does this one look like? It looks like he had tinfoil on his head. Alright, let's not do that. Let's not use that one. That's just the body. What's over here?
Nothing will slip past me.
Okay, so I probably will want to switch to that and start stealthing in case these are bandits. The young dwarf tending to the stew looks up, startled, as he sees you approach. He drops his ladle, spattering stew across the ground. What? The bandit turns. Get him, you dogs, and make sure our new cook don't run off. Oh, please, help me! One of the bandits gives Tenfrith a kick as they pass him, and he huddles. Alright, so we are definitely, most certainly, going to change into that. We're not going to do that.
You're You're... You better...
This dude's not dead yet? Die.
You
Thank
better
you.
run!
Alright, lit. We survived. Let's just loot all that, and we can go through what we got in a second. Take. Take. Ooh. Ooh, a little bit of a stiletto. Nice. Alright, now we can talk to him.
Good day to you.
But Flame, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I thought I'd be stuck cooking for these ignorant weasels for the rest of my life. Or until they were bored with me, I suppose. I must get back home. I only hope they haven't hired a replacement. The dwarf looks aghast. Listen, next time you're in the Gilded Vale, stop by the Black Hound Inn. I'll let Pasca know what you've done for me. And I'm sure she'll do right by you in turn. Oh, to be back to my oven again. I have earned reputation. With communities of factions will affect how members of that group respond to you. In some cases, friends of enemies of those groups will also react to your affiliation. Helping a group will increase your positive reputation for that group. Harming a group will increase your negative reputation. It is possible to have a mix of positive and negative reputation in a group if you help or harm them in equal measure. Okay. That's good to know. Major. Then is empty for a pair of stained cots and a stink of unwashed bodies. Damn. Nothing in there I really care for in that lot. Nothing in there I really care for. Yeah, no. I got the minor cloak of protection I don't really need. I'll probably do this one, though. Do a sackcloth instead of a regular helmet. Yeah, I like it. Give me some potions and some food. Nice. Alright, we're lit. Let's change back to the bow.
Not a problem.
Let's see if there's anything else around here. I see something up there. And before we go over there, let's go over here. I meant to switch over. I keep missing. There we go. I keep hitting caps lock instead of tab. Alright, lit. Now, yeah, there's gotta be another way to do that. Yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. What is this sign? So the pieces of crate are strewn across the dirt along with a few muddy vegetables. Ew. That's an exit to the world map. Bear Cave. I remember we're not ready to fight the bear right now. So we're not going over there, but we do have a Zarip that we can kind of... Yeah, I forgot there were 3. We are a cat. Nothing more, nothing less. We are a cat. Alright. This poor guy. Nice little quarterstaff. The struts and supports are large enough to be the ribs and vertebrae of a dragon. Oh. If that's what they are, that's kind of lit that the person made a house out of them. But yeah, we're definitely not ready for the bear cave. So, let us head back down here. Let that auto transpire down here. Cuckoo. We have another area over there that we can leave through. Come up here.
Welcome.
Non-ton. This man appears to be hurriedly dismantling his camp in quick, jerky movements. He looks up as you approach, his expression tense and drawn. Greetings, he says, a little breathless. On your way south, is it? He wipes his brow, turning to face you. Sooner you're clear of these woods, the better, I think. It's good to see somebody. Our caravan was attacked, and I've been trying to get to the Gilded Vale. Hard luck, and I'm sorry to hear it. You should be fine from here. There's no missing the Vale if you keep heading down the road, and you haven't far to walk. But you'll want to keep clear of this place after that. After that, we were just attacked north of here, me and a friend of mine. We came out here to hunt some deer. Came up on a bear instead. Great monstrous thing. And Burley, he didn't make it. He shakes his head. I don't know what I'll tell his wife. But in any case, this fort's already cost me a friend. I'm heading home before it takes anything else. What happened to your friend? We didn't see it coming. Nanton's voice shakes a little as he speaks. We were following a stag. Purley, he saw something in the brambles and we went tearing off after it. We all but stumbled on into the cave, but poor Purley didn't stand a chance. The bear was on top of him before he knew what was happening. The beasts will take what they will, I suppose. He smiles sadly. And this time Gallowin's favor fell upon the bear. In any case, this forest already cost me a friend. I'm heading home before it collects anything else. Where did you find this bear? The cave a ways up that way. He turns and points to the northwest. I wouldn't seek it out if I were you. It was a great brute of a beast. We'd hate to hear it took another life. Who are you? Name's Nanton. Born and raised in the Gilded Vale. Haven't had a spot of luck since. His face twists. Luckier than Purley, I suppose. Well, it's nice to meet you, Nanton. I saw the cave already. I probably won't be heading there, but you still be safe. Farewell. Get yourself a little, what is this? Reed or something? River Reed. Oh, there was River Reed right here. I need it. There we go. Get as much of this crafting crap as possible. You never know what I could make. Alright, I was already up there. Pretty sure, because that's where the bandit camp was. Definitely a cat. Take care of these guys. Me.
You're...
Who needs a melee I do need a melee weapon just in case I get ambushed and I'm not able to take them out with what I got. Though I have spells. If I
Nothing
remember
will slip
correctly,
past me.
there was something that I could find by scouting. With a high enough perception. I guess not. I could have swore
Just
there
say
was.
the word.
But anyway, I think... Oh, Jesus, I meant to read that. These walls appear to have once encircled this entire glade. Only a small fragment remains, and the stairs leading to the way of the structure have crumbled away. Examine the wall more closely. The heavy bricks are slick with moss, presenting a hindrance to climbing, but the stone itself seems sturdy enough. Given the right tools, one might easily reach the top. Then if I try to scale the wall, you find a handhold upon one of the large stones. You start to pull yourself, but the uneven bricks and the unequal descent make it difficult to climb. and after a short distance, your arms began to burn too fiercely. You were forced to drop back down to the ground. If I remember correctly, we need
Nothing will slip past me.
a rope. I know there's something else over here that I could spot by scouting. Oh well. What happens when you play the game so many times, you kind of just know of certain things. Alright, we're making it to the Gilded Vale. 8 hours of travel. I talk like I will appear in the companion's portrait. They have something new that we should discuss with you. Well, I don't have any companions. They both died. One decided to run off on their own. The other person just died from a Beawick, it looks like. I'm plugging in my headset. Give me 1 second. There we go. Headset's in. Alright, lit. Let's undo scout mode. We're in the Gilded Vale. All those bodies on this tree.
You must be one of the new settlers. Welcome to Gilded Vale. You'll be pleased to know that we've had some recent vacancies here.
I'm gonna get myself something to drink real quick. It's not that far of a walk. Alright, sorry about that. I just had to get myself a water. Gotta stay hydrated. You welcome everyone this way. The only answer you hear is the buzzing of flies from the tree.
Of course, we'll need to make some inquiries first. The inestimable Lord Radric VII has taken great pains to insulate our town from Widewind's legacy. Have you ever sired a Hollowborn child?
What are you talking about?
An infant born without a soul, of course. Lord Radric has made it his first priority to eliminate this scourge from our village. I should warn you, stranger. Here in Gilded Vale, we have a special place for dissidents, charlatans, and those who would hide a curse in our midst.
He steps to the side and inclines his head over so slightly towards the deformed tree.
His lordship's wife is with child and due any day now. Without his approval, I shan't be able to find you a permanent settlement. It will have to wait until after the birth. We can continue our interview then, after the bell tolls from Radric's hold to signal my lord's new heir. In the meantime, you can find temporary accommodations at the inn just southwest of here.
Before I got here, I saw several people conducting a strange ceremony near some ruins. He regards you carefully. You don't want to mind where you mention that. Trespassing on Gwyth and ruins is illegal, not to mention dangerous. You probably saw someone attempting some new ritual to appease the gods. People try anything these days. Bareth had mercy. We certainly have. I don't think so. Just as they finished, there was a Beawick. He polishes the spectacle on his sleeve. If you had been that close to a Beawick, you wouldn't be standing here. If you have any other questions, don't hesitate to ask. It's important that everybody in Gilded Vale understand our rules. You said something about Hollowborn and Widewind's legacy before. He blinks. I forget that you foreigners do not have this curse in your homelands. The Hollowborn have been a scourge upon the Deerwood for almost 15 years now. He lowers his voice to a whisper. Children born without souls. He shakes his head. Pitiful dumb things that breathe, barely, but do not truly live. Some say the Hollowborn are a disease. Some people say that they are a punishment from the gods. He raises his empty hands. In truth, no one knows. But they began spreading after the Saints' War, and the name of Widewind's legacy stuck in honor of that foul, blasphemous pretender. His voice shakes with vitriol. Ah, I see. Lord Radric's decrees may seem strict at times, but he has our best interests at heart. He nods. You know, I've been feeling strange ever since a close call with the Buick. Is there someone in town who could help?
Whatever your problem, it sounds like a matter for an animancer. However, the only animancer in Gilded Vale isn't in any condition to speak. Consider yourself fortunate. After she failed Lord Radric, we saw to it that she wouldn't profit from the misplaced trust of others. A bad cure is often worse than none at all. But if you're set on finding a bottle of troll piss or a dead Audra pebble to rub on your forehead, you're welcome to check her pockets. A little corpse stink is nothing when you're digging for shit. My advice, however, is to be satisfied that you escaped and leave it at that.
Alright, well thanks for welcoming me. Goodbye.
Keep out of...
Listen!
2 tolls. Let that be the last.
3. Gods have mercy.
It seems your arrival is ill-timed. 3 bells toll only for the death of a Radric. I fear Lord Radric's heir is lost, or else Hollowborn, and so lost all the same. You should tread carefully. Circumstances have changed a great deal.
What do you mean? You come to us at a time of mourning. The legacy is struck at the heart of the Gilded Vale. Our efforts to redeem ourselves in the eyes of Bareth must be redoubled. He sets a steady gaze on you. What happened? He shrugs his one bony shoulder. I will know more details when the messengers arrive. The vagaries of childbirth, perhaps. But that is not your concern. Does this affect the Lord's offer to new settlers? I can be sure of nothing right now. I advise you to get some rest. The inn. Or a stable for all I care. Find me afterwards and I will know more soon enough. Alright, I guess I'll go find that inn. Farewell. Beneath the vines are crude carvings of a sun rising over 3 stars. So we used to be closed up. I used to climb on the big stones. And if I remember, this is a companion we can get.
Were you looking for someone in that tree? I could introduce you.
Strange way to talk about your dead. He looks up at the tree and breathes out. The town's been up there now. Seems like no right way to talk about it. I'm looking for somebody who can help me feel better. He gives an understanding nod as he takes a long drag from his pipe. My condolences. He exhales and turns his attention away, watching the village around him. I guess I don't know who the Animancer is yet, so. Okay. Alright, let us find the inn, because we actually have an inn at the inn. Haha. That one guy, I forgot his name already. Oh. You see 4 people gathered by the door of the inn. Their raised voices and chopping gestures suggest an argument reaching its climax. First Victor raises his hand for calm. His face is partially obscured by a hood, but his height and stature suggest an elf.
I meant no offense. Let's put this matter to rest over a round, shall we? My treat.
Hoping to soothe our pride with a few Adira coppers, eh? We don't need your coin.
What's going on? One of the other men points to the hooded elf. His eyes are red from drink, but his gaze is focused. Mocking us even while he settlers. He shelters in our village. Just goes to show you that he's answered they dear manners are worth. We don't take that kind of treatment, not from foreigners, especially not from Adiran.
Go on. Say it again. I'm itching for an excuse.
Fie, you're itching for the kindling touch of your sister, you cocksfeather!
I'll cut that barrel-licking tongue out of your head.
This is a misunderstanding. I didn't say whatever it is you think I said. We've nigh quarrel.
That's where you're wrong.
This is quite unnecessary, you guys. You guys have to stop it. Wouldn't you rather be inside drinking than out here arguing? We don't want none of your charity either, foreigner. They squint at you through red, bleary eyes. This sounds suspiciously like you're defending him. Right, well. We just had to kill a couple of... At the last of the attackers falls, the elf turns to you, the tension almost gone from his smooth face.
Not quite how I hoped to get to know the neighbors. Thank you for your timely assistance with that awkward situation.
You mean for slaughtering them? You're welcome.
Well, that is one way of putting it.
He straightens his hood, and you note the remains of fraying embroidery on his gloves. His boots are caked with the dirt of many months' travel, but the leatherwork beneath it is sturdy and fine.
Well, I suppose introductions are in order after that little fiasco. Aloth Corvisor, at your service.
You'd better have more than say for yourself than that. He holds up his hands. Please, I didn't mean to drag you into this.
Well, I'm a wizard by training, and an adventurer by necessity. I was born in the Seathwood, part of the mainland of the Adir Empire, and both of my parents served the nobility, which afforded me an education for which I'm grateful. However, there were no open positions in those houses, and so I decided to seek new means in a new land. And how exactly did you come to be here?
Well, Aloth, I was traveling with a caravan, but we were separated near some
In
ruins.
Griffin Ruins? Oh, those can be dangerous places during the best of times, which these are not. And half the locals would arrest you for trespassing, and the rest would kill you outright. I'm curious, what exactly did you find there?
A bivouac.
And you survived? I've heard such a thing was impossible. But it seems you either have a knack for timing or the favor of the gods.
Just tell me, how did you manage to cross these three drunks?
I'm afraid that was a matter of misunderstandings and mistranslations. It doesn't help that people in these parts remember their war with Adir like it was yesterday.
I mean, you did make a rather lewd suggestion regarding one of the aggressors and his own sister. Ah, that. He clears his throat and adjusts his sleeves. As I tried to tell them, they misheard me. Happens all too easily after a few pints, and the accent definitely does not help. You know, I heard the same thing. For just a moment, he looks as he's about to say something else. His expression brightens with mischief. Before he can speak, he forces a tight smile, biting his lips so hard you expect to see blood. Finally, his face relaxes, and he shakes his head. I should probably speak more clearly next time. My apologies. So, Aloth, what are you doing here in the Gilded Vale?
An excellent question. I came looking for fresh air and cheap land. Instead, the magistrate gave me directions to the inn and a story about the local lord's expectant wife. But I take it that's a familiar tale.
And you? Like you said, I'm also a settler.
Indeed. In that case, welcome to Gilded Vale, a true refuge from civilization.
You know, taking a look at you, you don't really look like a settler.
Begging your pardon, but neither do you. Yet, circumstances can find a person in the strangest of places.
Yeah, fair enough. Well then, Aloth, I should get going. It was nice to meet you.
As should I, given recent events. It's just as well. I've had enough of the watered wine and lumpy beds at the inn. They say even the owner tired of the place. Just up and left one day. It explains quite a lot about the upkeep. Perhaps I could join you. I could use a change of scenery, and I find it's better to travel in numbers.
You know what? So do I. Let's travel on together then.
Excellent. I shall follow you.
Alright, and now we have a new companion. Aloth, I believe he's a wizard, if I remember correctly. Doesn't tell me. However, he's high in lure, but I'm going to up his mechanics because I need somebody to be able to handle traps. So his mechanics are going to be up there. But yeah, I believe he is a wizard, so he has all these spells that he can learn. Okay. We'll start, I guess, looking at the spells. Chill Fog. Powers target with unnatural movement speed. Okay. Jolting Touch. Sunless Grasp. Slicken. Let us go with Slicken and then use that. And then we have one of these. Oh, I really want Arcane Veil. Let's do that, I guess. Get Blast. Get some damage for the person, for the man.
Ready when you are.
And let's hit the tavern. Monks have powerful unarmed attacks, but can use any other abilities with standard melee weapons. It has a lot of full sticky spills that no one else has bothered to clean.
Not a problem.
Good day to you.
Hello, welcome to the innkeeper looks up. Oh, it's you. Tenford told us what you did for him. It's such a relief to have him back. I can't thank you enough. Consider yourself a favorite of the house. Discounts on drinks, rooms. Tenford said he wanted to whip up something nice for you. He's already back to work in the kitchen. She laughs. So, what would you like? So I'm pretty sure I do this option, I can create another mercenary, another party member, but he's always a level below, if I'm not mistaken. The Black Hound is the end. I can see what she has for sale. I will go. Could I see what you have for sale? I'm sure you'll find something to your liking. We have the finest cook in Deerwood. Look at that. We got a lot of XP. Alright, so let's go to stash. Will she take all these? Lit. Bump everything in here because there's not really anything else to kind of give around. Beer, all these are 0 CP, so I will keep those. All the wood pelts. Keep the torches, I guess, for now. We never know if there's a use for them. And I will keep these because they're crafting ingredients, and you never know. 820. I do need camping supplies, don't I? Because I don't know how many I have. I have 3 out of 4, so I'll take 1. Max that out. Alright, cool. So we can trade. Now we have about 1,000 gold. Keep the torches. You never know if they're useful. Yeah. Mix it out. Oh, we leveled up again. We're lit. Alright. So, I will probably up athletics. Athletics again, and we'll do a survival. Hit next. That's all I get. Okay. Cool, cool. And we'll do the same thing for the wizard. But this time, we shall get your stealth up. You're that. You're that. Get lore up twice. There we go. Oh, and he gets level 2 spells? Oh, he gets 2 of them. Oh, jeez. Bewildering spectacle. Binding web. I think I'll keep him that. Jeez Louise. Necrotic Lance. Mirrored image. Let's do that. We'll hit next.
How may I help?
I don't know what this is. Ah! Perez is enabled. Wizard uses spells like Wizard Oathsire Shield, Cersei Staff. Let's go with defensive. Character will not move to attack unless they are engaged by an enemy. Alright, we're not going to use per rest. Let's do defensive, and we'll see how that works.
Ready when you are.
Let us
Not
sit
a
back
problem.
here, and let's talk to the big man himself. Ah, it's you, my savior! He makes a sweeping gesture to indicate the kitchen around you. It's so good to be back. Do not think I will let this go unrewarded. I have decided that you have earned the right to learn one of my closely guarded secrets. My dearest recipe. After this, you will eat nothing else. We got savory pie. A savory pie to keep you hale and hearty. May it serve you well in your travels. Thing is, let's go here. Let's
Yes?
take you. I'm gonna be stealing from this once he no longer is seeing me. Come on out.
Yes?
Just say the word.
Alright, I'm no longer stealing because role-playing wise I probably wouldn't have done it. However, for some reason my camera's locked. And I don't know why it is. Cause I'm trying to like... Oh, it's because I had console on, didn't it? Okay, I must have hit the wrong button. What's this? Oh, it's not stealing, that's for sure. Fan of Flames, Rebellion of Crystal Knights has seen your ranks. Oh my god. That's a lot of reading. If it becomes useful, I'll read it. As you near, you feel vibrant history contained in the essence of this woman's soul. Voices from the past seem to call out to you. I reach out for the soul. You see a woman emptying her satchel onto her bed, taking stock of her inventory. Potions, bandages, tinctures, and herbs are all scattered throughout her room haphazardly. She bites her lip, head tilted to the other side, considering. She begins to repack one item after the other, careful deliberation undercut by shaking hands. Each item is a clearly marked place, but no matter how she repacks it, she isn't satisfied. The shaking worsens as she empties it out once more, one hand held to her mouth. Tears ache from her eyes as she gives up the semblance of order and shoves everything she can in the satchel, grabbing it and running it out of the bare house. Straightening her back, she walks to the docks, chin high, eyes hard and red. A gangly young elf offers his condolences, but she cannot see him for the ocean ahead of her. She wanders the docks, offering her services as a doctor to any who will listen, anyone heading on a high tide. Less than an hour later, she watches her child to disappear in the distance, a tiny speck of an island. She tries not to jump. Ooh, that's weird. I get to see their, histories. You see a group of young men standing around a makeshift practice target. This man stands in the middle of them, explaining the construction and the use of a bow. He holds it up, pointing out each part as he speaks about it and what it does. He then walks away from the target, telling them to remain where they are, and then takes his place about 200 feet away. He carefully lines up a shot, explaining what he is doing as he does, and lets the arrow fly. It hits the target dead center, much to the surprise and delight of the boys near it. He smiles, walking toward the boys, talking about proper stance and how to most effectively hold a bow. A noise comes from the tree line near their practice venue, and he stops, scanning the woods, blue eyes squinting against the sun. A shadow moves, makes its way through the forest behind him. He draws an arrow and lines up the shot, carefully tracking the motion of the hidden creature. Loosing the arrow, he wastes no time and quickly grabs another. The boys spin, watching the arrow fly into the forest, immediately lost among the trees. There is sudden, explosive movement in the undergrowth as a deer erupts from the tree line, running across the edge of the clearing. The boys laugh, turning to joke with the man about his lousy shot. They stop talking, see him holding the bow and leading the deer with a knocked arrow. They drop to the ground as he looses the last arrow, which flies true and strikes the deer right behind the shoulder, piercing its heart and lungs and dropping it dead almost immediately. The boys stare at the deer for a few seconds, and then slowly turn to look at the man, newfound respect in their eyes. He smiles again and breathes a sigh of relief. Upstairs we go. Just gotta explore it, and we take a nap. Grab a drink, friend. How much else worth in this town? Says the woman from Thine. Hey, we said we wouldn't mention Thine. I am probably not reading all those. You guys want to read these? I'll have you sit there so you can pause it and read it. But I'm not gonna read all of it in guess. I'll do the same for these because I don't want to read every single one.
I'll have it in no time. The work of a moment.
Got us a nice little hat. Nothing else in there besides. It won't let me activate that. Oh well. I need to activate it. Oh, it's a little doggy. The hound stares intently at the covered window. head cocked as if it's waiting to hear a particular sound. It looks up when you approach and whines a low note, tail wagging slightly. I pet the dog. The dog's tail thumps happily against the floorboards. Poor doggy. I know there's a way you can recruit him. You can have him like as a pet that walks around with you, like my little spectral piggy. I'd like to have that dog walk around with me. Alright, there's Offra's house. We're just exploring the town. Inside the house we go. There's a little kitty witty. The worn dog-eared book is the travels upon the Celtius Sea. Alright. A dear wooden woman is standing in front of a fireplace, humming a quiet tune to herself, or perhaps to her unborn child, for she is clearly quite pregnant. She turns her head slightly as you enter.
Good day to you.
Well, finally, I was starting to think. The woman makes a startled noise once she turns around and sees you. Oh, I'm sorry. I was expecting someone else. She gives you a cautious smile. Can I help you? Honestly, I just arrived in Gilded Vale. I'm sorry for barging in. I thought I'd get to know the locals. Were you with one of the caravans? She looks at you hopefully. Master Odema's by chance? You knew Odema? Well, no more than the most here, I'd say. He doesn't usually come this way, but they say he's a reliable old fellow. She pauses, brows furrowing. Wait, why did you say new? I'm sorry to be the one to break the news, but the caravan was attacked. I was the only one to survive. Offra covers her mouth with a hand, eyes wide with horror. For a few moments she can't manage nothing but a strangled, voiceless gasping, her eyes brimming with tears. I knew. I told her it was a dangerous path to take. Kalisha was always so certain she could make it take on any danger. Oh, my poor sister. I'm sorry, stranger. I can't believe she's gone. If only I hadn't called her here, if I hadn't written to her, she might still be alive somewhere. Offra's face crumples, and a solitary tear slides down her cheek. You know, Kalisha had mentioned that there was something that you needed help with. Perhaps I can provide you some assistance? Offra looks at you with some surprise before dabbing her nose with her sleeve. That's kind of you to offer, but I don't know if I could impose this on you. It's really not a small favor. She wipes her eyes. I'm worried about the baby, about the legacy. I told Kalisha as much as I could, but all I know is for a long time now, every child born with Gilded Vale has been soulless, empty. It's happened to so many mothers, and Lord Raedric, he's exiled all of them, calling it a sign of the gods' favor. With my heart gone, I don't know how I'd imagine if I lost my home too. I hoped Kalisha could help me. They say Ranga, the old midwife, knows a way to prevent a child being hollowborn. But she moved to Anslog's Compass 2 seasons ago. The journey's too far for me. I can't make it as I am. But I don't have anybody else now with Kalisha gone. More tears run down her face. Please, can you help me? Yes. For Kalisha and for you. I'll find this Ragna for you. Offra blinks, eyes wide. Oh, you will? Oh, God bless you. Here, I'll give you coin to pay her with. You needn't trouble yourself with that. I think it's a drink she fashions out of... Well, you know, I'm not too sure. But it should be too much of a burden to carry back. And Slug's Compass is what we call a lagoon to the south. You'll have to cross the wilds to get there. That's what keeps me from trying it myself. She claps her hands together. Thank you again, truly. You'll be saving us both. She sets a hand on her stomach, smiling through her tears. And we found Kalisha's sister, the reason she was in the caravan. Rest in peace. Shouldn't have run off on your own. Though she probably would have died anyway with that Buick. Here's a couple more that y'all can read. Alright. Let's see. Can we get into that building? Ooh, we can. What's in here? Pausing the issue commands was an important part of combat. There's that one, and then we'll do the next one. Okay, so then really nothing in that house to worry about. Let's head over to, I guess, another house that's marked. Ooh, wait. Of course. More of these. Reach out for the soul. Oh, this is a long one. It's not really that long. Never mind. It's godlike too. That's pretty cool. Alright, nothing really to do up here, it looks like. Let's go visit this house. Oh, hey, it's an Anton. Well, I can loot this house and it's not stealing. Haha. Oh. This man and woman appear to be deep in conversation, working at closing two bulging satchels. They move to embrace until the woman notices your approach and pauses, her smile faltering a little.
How do you do?
Can we help you? She looks to her companion, brows furrowing with confusion. Do you know this man, Nantan? Nantan coughs. Yes, I think we met in Valewood. I warned him about the bear. He inclines his head. Glad to see you've made it. Was there something else you wanted? You know, you two seem to be in good spirits for people who just lost a friend. That's unkind of you to say. I'm grieving my oh, this is the girl. That's unkind of you to say. I'm grieving my husband, in my fashion. I'm only sorry I could not convince him to leave the Gilded Vale before this happened. I'm relieved to be rid of this terrible place. That's all. It's cost me a great part of my life, and now my husband. I'm glad to be free of it. You two seem to be in quite a hurry. You two seem to be quite in a hurry. Yes, I imagine so. Ingrid laughs. We're packing for a trip, actually. I've been meaning to visit Defiance Bay, and she looks at Nantan. Well, in truth, I think I've had my fill of this town. Nantan reaches to take her hand. It's time for some new scenery, he says. Do you think you could tell me about the Gilded Vale? Ingrid smiles wryly. Only that she'll be wanting to move on as soon as you can. You'll have seen the tree, I imagine. But the rod goes deeper. If you were looking for work, I'd say you have a better chance of it elsewhere. We're headed for the Defiance Bay ourselves, Nantan adds. That's... okay. Well, goodbye. Something's not right there. I don't want to fight that bear just yet, but we can go find out. Leave the body. It's pretty kind of strange that they're wanting to leave right away. Here's another one. Alright, he just says, welcome to our lovely village. I thought that you could talk with the Animancer. Okay. Oh. We went to here. Let us head over to the windmill, I guess. So we can keep exploring this town and get it all done. Uh-oh. Looks like something's happening here. I actually don't know what's going on over here. We know there's more grain in there, Trumbull. We will settle for scraps while you grow fat on our crops. Muffled shouting emerging from inside the mill. The first you drinkers come through that door get shot between the eyes. God hear me. Slater, I'll put you down like a dog. Come away for now, lads. We'll be back, Trumbull. And we'll have fair prices, or by the flame, we'll have a reckoning. Alright. Let's go inside and see what the hell's going on with this grain situation. They're probably low on food. Another man stands before you, his relatively stocky build suggesting a life of labor. His face is pale and drawn, and his eyes wide. Behind him, a younger man and woman exchange worried glances. The miller raises a club as you enter, and shakes violently in his grip. Get back, if you value your life. Hold on now, I'm not here to hurt anyone. The miller hesitates, then lowers the club. Wait, I know you. You just came into town, right? Don't tell me Swainer's already got his claws into you. God, that's all I need. No one's got their claws into me. Let me introduce myself. My name is Osfrane, and I've only just arrived in Gilded Vale. Trumbull shakes his head. You just picked a bad time to come visiting. Gilded Vale has lost all its shine, scraped off. Just a big dung heap now. Swainer thinks he's a king of it. They're all mad, all of them. Who's Swainer? The dwarf. The one standing out there spreading lies among the villagers. Master's been here for decades and hasn't gone any kinder with time. The miller hesitates, then lowers a club with a fraction. Who are you? Is Swainer roping foreigners into his little crusade now? You know, I don't really quite like being threatened. We have that in common then, Trumbull says, raising his chin a little. With all that poison Swainer's dripping in their ears, it's not going to be long before someone decides they'd rather do things the messy way. And I won't let anything happen to my family. I guess that's the only choice. And what was all that about that ruckus outside? Trumbull shakes his head. Where to begin? The Swainers whipped them up into a froth, going on about the grain stores. Claims I've hidden away most of it. All I do with the grain is sell it. I can't create it out of thin air, and I can't hand it out for free. I pay the farmers for the crops they bring in, and I sell what comes out of the mill. Most of it goes to the Black Hound, on the west side of town for ale. And Swainer and his luster don't mind that part. Take a look at the fields on the way into town. The crop's blighted. And most of what I'm getting from the farmers. Trumbull gestures into the sights of the tanner says, cut off. Rotted through. I can't pay for top prices for blighted wheat, and I barely got enough good grain to go around. Swainer's howling after things he has no right to. Seems like a pretty clean story for a messy situation. Trumbull frowns. It's not... Look, Swinners always have a rotten bastard, with stories so limited. Maybe I save the good stuff for the people who deserve it. Offer, for instance. She's expecting a child. Should I let her starve instead? Do the villagers know about the whole grain supply? Trumbull looks embarrassed. Some. Innkeeper, for instance. It's better not to worry anybody. I'll be trading for supplies soon enough. We just keep things calm until then. We'll be in the clear. The innkeeper. Trumbull winces. I wouldn't drink the ale. That is all I'm saying. Maybe I'll have to have a go talk with Swinner then. The miller all but sags with relief. I'd be grateful if you did, but he won't listen to me anymore. But maybe you have a better luck. Tell him we're all having a hard time of it and he'll have to make some sacrifices. We'll be in your debt for it if you can convince him. And I guess that's what I'll do. I will go talk with him. Ah, look at that. Solving problem after problem. Oh. Oh, I need to sleep, that's what it is. Okay. Let's see. I have spoken to Trumbull, the miller of the Gilded Veil. He fears his family will come under attack from a group of villagers who insist is likely to be at the inn. And so that is where I go. Go ahead and speed up over there. Get this quest done. There we are. Dun, 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 dun. Look at the little piggy in the bag. Little cutie. That's what he is. Alright. Where is Swinner? There he is.
Greetings.
Don't know who you are, and don't much care. Keep walking. We're not here to chat with foreigners. Olotha narrows his eyes. Careful. Looks like they're cut from the same cloth as those rowdies who attacked me. He wrinkles his nose. Smells like it too. You know, I saw you outside of the mill. Can you want to tell me what that was about? Well, someone fancies themselves a meddler, eh? What's that about? It's about Trumbull thinking he's king of the town, on account he's got the mill to his name. George jowls quiver with rage. It's about him barely giving us anything for the wheat we bring him, and then cutting our purses when we get to buy grain. It's about farmers going hungry while some bastard gets rich off their crops. That's what it's fucking about. Now shove off. If I buy y'all around, will you talk to me then? Swinner considers it, briefly. He looks to the others. Fair enough. You bring us something to wet our throats, then we might feel like trading words.
Good day, stranger.
I brought drinks. I've already had drinks on me. Aye. Well, so you have, by the flame. I never thought I'd be so happy to get a mug of Blackhound shit beer. Oh, God, that's good. Alright, then. You got my attention. What has he got to say that's worth a round of drinks? Look, there's no sense in threatening the miller. You have him up against the wall. Maybe you could ask some of the other villagers for help. So I eyes you for a few long moments, drinking deep from his mug. Then he sighs. You're right. Things go on like they are, we're just going to end up hanging from that tree out there. Del Tremble will leave him be. Don't know what we'll do now with the crops failing. Haven't got another trade to speak of. Think Pasca needs a helping hand around the inn? Oh, look at that. Easy peasy. Just cost me a mug of beer I found out in the forest. Somewhere. Alright, now let's head back up here. Fast mode. Thank God there's fast mode. We travel, we lit. That is for sure. Here we go. Let's go talk with kind old, I forgot his name. Trumbull.
Well met, friend.
Trumbull nods a curt greeting. You're back. Have you had any luck with Swinner? I'm probably mixing their accents up. I don't really care. I mean, I do, but I don't really remember what I did. I spoke with Swinner. Trumbull takes a deep breath. And? What did he say? I've convinced him to leave your family in peace. Why? Why, that's great news. I wasn't sure you'd get through to him. They're out their minds with drink half the time. I owe you a great debt. Here. He pulls a coin piece from his hip and pushes it towards you. Today's earnings. Show my appreciation. You can be sure I'll let everyone know what you've done for me. escape it. You know, you're already having a hard enough time. You know, you're a generous soul, friend. And I'll have to thank you for making it through the coming year. Safe travels, and may you find favor with the gods. I don't need the gold, I have plenty of it. Alright, we have one last place, is the blacksmith, and then we'll take a rest, and then we'll probably cut today's session. Or this session, not today's, but this session. This, blacksmith. Maybe find a better bow, too, while we're at it. Enter the building. Enter the building. More water, please. Anybody in here that needs to be, talked to? Ooh. Well, up here is not looting. I shall definitely, if you guys wish to read this. There you go. Oh, we do have 2 people over here to read. Again, if you wish to pause it to read it, go right on ahead. I will definitely read this after the recording. Alright, so we have Tuatanu. Huzama man is of an impressive build, towering above the countertop. His skin is a dusky blue of deeper oceans, and his thick arms boast corded muscle. Small ears frame a square-jawed face coated in smeared soot, and arcing black tattoos alike. You have to use a broad smile as you approach. Welcome. You're the first new face I've seen in quite some time. What can I do for you? Oh, what do you have here? Come to us at a strange time, I'm afraid. Snock's aren't what it used to be, but we find weapons of armor to offer yet. All for us right here at the Black Hammer. Well, what happened to your stock? We just don't have the supplies. Been expecting the next delivery for near on a week now. I haven't seen a sign of it. I had to expect they were hit by bandits. The road out east is crawling with them. My workers ran off with the wagon themselves, maybe, to make some coin. That's what the law would dare. You know, he's right about the bandits. The dire situation in villages like this, and the exodus to the cities have created far more opportunities for unscrupulous sorts. Tuatanu scratches his jaw, thinking. If you happen to be headed that way, maybe you could keep an eye out for a supply wagon. Or my shipment, at least. They'd be cutting through the Black Meadow, I expect. Only good road for it. As it is, most of our weapons go to His Grace, Lord Riedrich. Tuatanu glances at the nearby guard. And that's as it should be. But it doesn't leave much for outsiders. We just don't have the iron. Where was the wagon traveling from? We send the wagon up to New Hemler with weapons, and it swings round through the log home and the like to purchase supplies. Shortest route back is through the Black Meadow, and the north through the wilds. Tuatanu shakes his head. Had a trader come through with word that they made it to the log home, but I haven't heard a thing since. I'll find your supplies. Tuatanu nods. And you have my thanks. You bring the supplies back and I'll have plenty more to offer you. At a discount to start. Oh, and if you find my workers, tell them to hurry it up, or they can take up farming instead.
Hail, traveler.
Good to see you again. I'm afraid we're still running on goods, but you can come look at what we have. Of course, you won't find anything finer anywhere else. And they got some, he got some goodies right there. Warbow. Summon? Well, that's a summon? I even know that thing. I do want that, and I do want the pry bar. And I will sell these books, because they are worth something. I'll keep that just because. Just because my phone's going off. Just because that, and I don't need that. So trade. Lit. Alright. So we got our quest. Let's head and take a nap in the bed. and we'll go from there. And after we wake up, taking the rest, we shall be done with this session. So, let's get over there real quick and get this thing going, shall we? Let's talk to her.
Hail and well met.
Would like a room, please? Certainly. You're always welcome. Alright, so I get +1 perception or +2 resolve. Let's go with +2 resolve. Look at that nice little fireplace animation. Your sleep is restless and fevered, assaulted by hisses and whispers, blanketed with a suffocating anxiety. You open your eyes to awaken. You find yourself in front of the Gilded Vase Gallows trees, the creaking of its ropes growing louder in your mind until the sound is deafening. Hanging from the tree is an old dwarf woman whose face is shriveled and inward like a moldering fruit. Her head hangs limply to one side. As you look at her, she looms larger and larger in your mind until she's mere inches from your face. Suddenly her head snaps up, and her eyes open, and they are empty, and behind them is a vast nothingness that makes your stomach drop. Her mouth slowly parts, and with a gust of rancid air she speaks a word. Watcher. You jolt awake. The foul smell of the dwarf woman's breath is still permeating your nostrils. Sweat runs from your face in thick droplets, and your skin is soaked from head to toe. You remember the moment, the woman. You remember seeing her decaying when you spoke with the magistrate. He called her an animancer. Though it fills you with a new, queasy apprehension, you feel a strange compulsion to see this woman once more, if only to confirm she is truly dead. Alright, I think that is a good place to end today's session. So let's go ahead and save. New save file, always. Gilded Vale. Before Animancer. Alright, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video, or this video. I hope you guys have a lovely day. And don't forget, bang bang!